The Book of Mikayah, Chapter 1. The word of Yahweh that came to Micaiah the Marashi in the days of Jotam, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Yehudah, which he saw concerning Shomron and Jerusalem. Hear, all ye people, hearken, O earth, and all that therein is, and let Almighty HalleluYah be witness against you, Almighty from his holy temple. For behold, Yahweh cometh forth out of his place, and will come down and tread upon the high places of the earth. And the mountains shall be molten under him, and the valleys shall be cleft as wax before the fire, and as the waters that are poured down a steep place. For the transgression of Yaakov is all this, and for the sins of the house of Yahsharel. What is the transgression of Yaakov? Is it not Shomron? And what are the high places of Yehudah? Are they not Jerusalem? Therefore, I will make Shomron as a heap of the field, and as plantings of a vineyard, and I will pour down the stones thereof into the valley, and I will discover the foundations thereof. And all the graven images thereof shall be beaten to pieces, and all the hires thereof shall be burned with fire. And all the idols thereof I will lay desolate, for she has gathered it of the hire of a harlot, and they shall return to the hire of an harlot. Therefore I will wail and howl, I will go stripped and naked, I will make a wailing like the dragons, and mourning as the owls. For her wound is incurable, for it is come upon Yehudah. He is come unto the gate of my people, even to Jerusalem. Declare ye it not at Gath. Weep ye not at all. In the house of Aphah, roll thyself in the dust. Pass ye away, thou inhabitants of Shaphiah, having thy shame naked, the inhabitants of Zanan. Come not forth in the morning of Bephizel. He shall receive of you his standing. For the inhabitants of Maroth waited carefully for good, but evil came down from Yahweh unto the gate of Jerusalem. O thou inhabitants of Lachish, bind the chariot of the swift beast. She is the beginning of the sin of the daughter of Zion, for the transgressions of Yahsharel were found in thee. Therefore shalt thou give presents to Moresheth Gath. The houses of Aksib shall be a lie to the kings of Yahsharel. Yet will I bring an heir unto thee, O inhabitants of Mareshah, and shall come unto Adullam, the glory of Yahsharel. Make thee bald, and poll thee for thy delicate children. Enlarge thy baldness as the eagle, for they are gone into captivity from thee. Micaiah, Chapter 2. Woe to them that devise iniquity, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields, and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Therefore thus says Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. In that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He has changed a portion of my people. How has he removed it from me? Turning away, he has divided our fields. Therefore thou shalt have none that shall cast a cord by lot in the congregation of Yahweh. Prophesy ye not. Say they to them that prophesy, they shall not prophesy to them, that they shall not take shame. O thou that art the name of the house of Yaakov, is the ruach of Yahweh straitened? Are these his doings? Do not my words do good to him that walketh uprightly? Even of late my people is risen up as an enemy. Ye pull off the robe with the garment from them that pass by securely as men adverse from war. The women of my people have cast out from their pleasant houses. From their children have ye taken away my glory forever. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. If a man walking in the ruach and falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of this people. I will surely assemble, O Yaakov, all of thee. I will surely gather the remnant of Yahsharel. I will put them together as the sheep of Basra, as the flock in the midst of their fold. They shall make great noise by reason of the multitude of men. The breaker is come up before them. They have broken up and have passed through the gate and are gone out by it. And their king shall pass before them, and Yahweh on the head of them. Micaiah chapter 3. And I said, Hear, I pray you, O heads of Yaakov, and ye princes of the house of Yahsharel. Is it not for you to know judgment? Who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off the skin of them and their flesh from off their bones, who also eat the flesh of my people and flay their skin from off them, and they break their bones and chop them in pieces, as for the pot and as flesh within the cauldron. Then shall they cry unto Yahweh, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at the time as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. Thus says Yahweh concerning the prophets that make my people err, that bite with their teeth and cry Shalom, and he that putteth not into their mouths, they even prepare war against him. Therefore night shall be unto you, that ye shall not have a vision, and it shall be dark unto you, that ye shall not divine, and the sun shall go down over the prophets, and the day shall be dark over them. Then shall the seers be ashamed, and the diviners confounded. Yea, they shall also cover their lips, for there is no answer of HalleluYah. But truly I am full of power, by the ruach of Yahweh, and of judgment and of might, to declare unto Yaakov his transgressions, and unto Yahsharel his sin. Hear this, I pray you, ye heads of the house of Yaakov, and princes of the house of Yahsharel, that abhor judgment and pervert all equity. They built up Zion with blood, and Jerusalem with iniquity. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon Yahweh, and say, Is not Yahweh amongst us? None evil can come upon us. Therefore shall Zion for your sake be ploughed as a field, and Jerusalem shall become heaps, and the mountains of the house as high places of the forest. Micaiah chapter 4. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahweh shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. And many nations shall come, and say, Come, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, and unto the house of the HalleluYah of Yaakov, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the Torah shall go forth of Zion, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. But they shall sit every man under his vine, and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of Yahweh of hosts has spoken it. For all people will walk, every one in the name of his Elohim, and we will walk in the name of Yahweh our Elohah forever and ever. In that day, says Yahweh, I will assemble her that halteth, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted. And I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation, and Yahweh shall reign over them in Mount Zion, from henceforth even forever. And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even for the first dominion, the kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Now why dost thou cry out aloud? Is there no king in thee? Is thy counselor perished? For pangs have taken thee as a woman in travail. Be in pain and labour to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field. And thou shalt go even to Babel, and there shalt thou be delivered. There Yahweh shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. Now also many nations are gathered against thee, that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. But they know not the thoughts of Yahweh, neither understand they his counsel, for he shall gather them as the sheaves unto the floor. Arise and fresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thy horn iron, and I will make thy hoofs brass. And thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto Yahweh, and their substance unto the Almighty of the whole earth. Micaiah chapter 5. Now gather thyself in troops, O daughter of troops. He have laid siege against us. They shall smite the judge of Yahsharel with a rod upon the cheek. But thou, Bethlehem, Ephrath, thou be not little amongst the thousands of Yehudah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me that is to be the ruler of Yahsharel, whose going forth have been from old, from everlasting. Therefore will he give them up, until the time that she which travaileth has brought forth. Then the remnant of his brethren shall return unto the children of Yahsharel. And he shall stand and freed in the strength of Yahweh, in the majesty of the name of Yahweh his Elohah. And they shall abide, for now he shall be great unto the ends of the earth. And this man shall be the Shalom, when the Asher shall come into our land, and when he shall tread in our palaces. Then shall we raise against him 7 shepherds and 8 principal men. And they shall waste the land of Ashur with the sword, and the land of Nimrod in the entrances thereof. Thus shall he deliver us from the Ashur, when he cometh into our land, and when he treadeth within our borders. And the remnant of Yaakov shall be in the midst of many people as a dew from Yahweh, as the showers upon the grass that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. And the remnant of Yaakov shall be amongst the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion amongst the beasts of the forest, as a young lion amongst the flock of sheep, who, if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thy enemies shall be cut off. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh, that I will cut off any horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots, and I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all the strongholds, and I will cut off witchcraft out of thy land, and shall have no more soothsayers. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt have no more worship the work of thy hands. And I will pluck up the groves out of the midst of thee, so will I destroy thy cities. And I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. Micaiah chapter 6. Hear ye now what Yahweh saith. Arise, contend thou before the mountains, and let the hills hear thy voice. Hear ye, O mountains, Yahweh's controversy, and ye strong foundations of the earth, for Yahweh hath a controversy with his people, and he will plead with Yahsharel. O my people, what have I done unto thee? And wherein have I wearied thee? Testify against me. For I have brought thee up out of the land of Mitzrayim, and redeemed thee out of the house of servants. And I sent before thee Moshe, Aaron, and Miriam. O my people, remember now what Balak, king of Moab, consulted, and what Balaam the son of Beor answered him from Shittim unto Gilgal, that ye may know the righteousness of Yahweh. Wherewith shall I come before Yahweh, and bow myself before the high HalleluYah? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves of a year old? Will Yahweh be pleased with thousands of rams, or with 10,000 of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? He has showed thee, O man, what is good. And what does Yahweh require of thee? But to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy HalleluYah. Yahweh's voice crieth unto the city, and the man of wisdom shall see thy name. Hear ye the rod, and who has appointed it? Are there the treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked, and the scant measure that is abominable? Shall I count them pure with the wicked balances, and with the bag of deceitful weights? For the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth. Therefore also will I make thee sick in smiting thee, in making thee desolate because of thy sins. Thou shalt eat, but not be satisfied, and thy casting down shall be in the midst of thee, and thou shalt take hold, but shalt not deliver. And in that which thou deliverest I will give up to the sword. Thou shalt sow, but thou shalt not reap. Thou shalt tread on the olives, but thou shalt not anoint thee with oil, and sweet wine, but thou shalt not drink wine. For the statutes of Omri are kept, and all the works of the house of Ahab, and ye walk in their counsels, that I should make thee a desolation, and the inhabitants thereof an hissing. Therefore ye shall bear the reproach of my people. Micaiah, chapter 7. Woe is me, for I am when they have gathered the summer fruits, as the grape gleanings of the vintage. There is no cluster to eat. My soul desireth the first ripe fruit. The good man is perished out of the earth, and there is none upright amongst men. They all lie in wait for blood. They hunt every man his brother with a net, that they may do evil with both hands earnestly. The prince asketh, and the judge asketh for a reward, and the great man he uttereth his mischievous desire, so they wrap it up. The best of them is the briar. The most upright is sharper than a thorn's hedge. The day of thy watchman and thy visitation cometh. Now shall there be their perplexity. Trust ye not in a friend. Put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. For the son dishonoureth the father. The daughter rise up against her mother. The daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the men of his own house. Therefore I will look unto Yahweh. I will wait for HalleluYah of my salvation. My HalleluYah will hear me. Rejoice not against me, O my enemies. When I fall, I shall rise. When I sit in darkness, Yahweh shall be a light unto me. I will bear the indignation of Yahweh, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and the shame which shall cover her, which say unto me, Where is Yahweh thy HalleluYah? My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. In that day thy walls are to be built, in that day shall the decree be far removed. In that day also he shall come even to thee from Asher, and from the fortified cities, and from the fortress even to the river, and from sea to sea, and from mountain to mountain. Notwithstanding the land shall be desolate, because of them that dwell therein, for the fruit of their doing. Feed thy people with thy rod, the flock of thine heritage which dwell solitarily in the wood, in the midst of Carmel. Let them feed in Bashan and Gilgad in the days of old. According to the days of thy coming out of the land of Mitzrayim, will I show unto him marvelous things. The nation shall see and be confounded at all their might. They shall lay their hand upon their mouths, and ears shall be deaf. They shall lick the dust like a serpent, and shall move out of their holes like worms of the earth. And they shall be afraid of Yahweh our Elohah, and shall fear because of thee. Who is an Elohah like unto thee, that pardoneth iniquity, and passes by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage? He retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. He will turn again, he will have compassion upon us, he will subdue our iniquities, and thou wilt cast all their sins into the depths of the sea. Thou wilt perform the truth to Jacob, and the mercy to Abraham, which thou hast sworn unto our fathers from the days of old.